Hey guys, Tristan from Cherry Tuning Performance and doing another quick video today. I need to stop saying it's a quick video because apparently I say that in all my videos. Doing an installation video for our spoiler kit. Today we're doing it for an i30. We have a similar spoiler for the Kia Cerato as well, the Cerato Hatch. It's going to be a very similar process because it's a very similar spoiler. Today we're installing a, this is actually one of the newer carbon fiber style ones that we have. This has been hydro dipped in a carbon fiber finish. It is quite nice. I mean, it is hydro dipped, so you're going to notice some slight defects on the bottom, but on the top it is quite nice, quite a uniform finish. These aren't on the website as yet, but by the time you're watching this video, there's a reasonable chance they'll be up. A couple of things that you'll need. I've got here some things that are going to make my life a bit easier, like a power drill. I've got an impact driver here. You're also going to grab yourself, if you can, grab yourself a number 4.5 drill bit. That's going to help. And we're going to drill where these screws go into the car. Grab yourself a tape measure and a permanent marker. We're going to measure the midpoint of the spoiler so we can mark where it needs to go in the car. And then try to grab yourself a set of sharp scissors as well. We need to use these little caps need to get put on. And the easiest way to do it is with some double-sided tape and then cutting around the edge with some scissors. So first thing you want to do is you're going to grab your tape measure. What we want to do is try to measure the midpoint of where the spoiler is, because that'll be easier to line it up on the car. So you can sort of feel here and you can see where the edge of the posts ends. It's more of a transition here. If you line up the tape measure against that and then run it out to the other side, you'll find it's about 47 centimeters. So I've done this so many times that 23.5 is already marked on my tape measure here. So what you want to do is grab yourself a permanent marker, a black permanent marker, and draw a line here at 23.5. Permanent marker will come off if you need it to with an alcohol wipe or something similar. The next thing we're going to do is grab some adhesion promoter. The spoilers will come with usually 1 or 2 packets. You only really need 1. If you use this, it'll actually help the tape stick to the surfaces a little bit better. So you'll wipe the adhesion promoter on the back of the spoiler. Now it leaves like a little slightly oily film on the spoiler, but does dry. We'll do the other side. And then what I'll do is move over to the car and I'll show you where we do it on the back of the car as well. Next thing you want to do is come back over to your spoiler, grab your drill bit. You don't have to do this part. These screws will drill through the spoiler. So if you don't have yourself a drill and a drill bit, that's okay. You can just force these through the spoiler, but it does make things a little bit faster and a little bit cleaner if you do drill the holes ahead of time. Take the drill bit, where there's a hole in the base of this spoiler already, just drill through so you're actually through to the other side. We're just making our life a bit easier when we get to the point of putting the screws through the actual spoiler. It's going to be easier because there are holes already there. If you don't do this step, you'll find when you screw it down, it'll actually lift the spoiler off the back of the car until it drills into the spoiler and then it pulls it back down again. So it's an optional step, but one I recommend if you do have the drill bits available. Next, you're going to want to grab your M tape. It's I guess it's a replica 3M tape. It's very good though, it's very sticky. Essentially we want to run this on the back of the car, on the back of this piece here that attaches to the car. So you just run it down and stick it, grab your scissors and cut it off. And continue to do the same on the other side. Usually you'll try to do about 4 strips on these spoilers. It's obviously quite a thin tape, so you can get away with doing about 4 and still have enough to get the whole job done. And once you finish that first side, grab the tape, work on the other side. So now that we've stuck the tape down on the back of the spoiler and we've cleaned the back of the car, we're ready to stick the spoiler down. If you're going to want to line this on the back of the car, it's actually easier than you'd think. If you want to look at the back here, inside this brake light there's segments, and there's an equal number of segments. So all you have to do is line it up on the middle arch, essentially. And you'll find that when you line this up here with the antenna on the top of the car, there's a straight line that is the middle of the car. So, I mean, I can almost draw this with my finger like this. You can see how dirty the car is. This line here, which is the middle segment of this brake light, is the center line for the car. That's where you want to try to align the center of the spoiler, that's the line that we just drew on with permanent marker. So what I'll do is I'll grab the spoiler now and I'll show you how to line that line up on the bottom of the spoiler with the line on the back of the car. So now we want to peel the red backing off all the tape. If you don't have fingernails, I've got a little bit of fingernails, so it's quite easy just to get under the edge there. You can use a knife. Try to get the knife under the edge of the red, like that. And you'll find that you'll be able to get the corner up enough that you can then pinch the tape between the knife and your finger and pull it off. Now we've got the spoiler ready, we're going to attach it to the back of the car. You can see on the bottom the line that we did. It is a little hard to see, but because the permanent marker is matte and the rest of the spoiler is glossy, I can still see where that is. It's just a matter of lining that line up with the line that's on the back of the car. Once you've got it all lined up, what you want to do is tilt it back and hook it on with the bottom part of the spoiler. Once that's hooked in place, you can hold it and just push it down from the back moving forward. Now that the spoiler is stuck down on the back of the car, we haven't screwed it in yet. This is the last chance you have just to double check it. So stand back from the back of the car and make sure when you're looking at it that it looks like it's centered. You can probably be a few millimeters out and it not really be too much of a problem. So now that we're happy with the way this is lined up, this is centered, we're pretty happy with this. It's been pushed down onto the back of the car, so the tape is now held fast. It is stuck. This is where we go and grab the screws, and we're going to now screw this down into the back of the car. So now you're at the back of the car, you've got your screws. I am cheating, I'm using an impact driver. It does make this a lot easier. You can do this by hand, they are just a Phillips head. Or if you want, you have a 10mm socket, they're also a 10mm socket. So if you put these in the hole here, and get your socket or drill or impact driver and start drilling. So what you'll see is that as I've started drilling it, it's actually lifted the spoiler back off. It's because we didn't drill a hole down into the stock spoiler. We could have done that if we wanted to, but getting through the main body of the spoiler was the harder part. So once it's through here, if you just keep going until it is down, if you're not comfortable doing this with an impact driver because you're worried about threading it, because it is just plastic, you could easily pull it through. At this point, if you've like got it to a point where it's down now, you can finish that off with hand tools. I'm going to finish it with the impact driver, it's just a bit faster. So now we've screwed this down, it's very solid, it's never going to be going anywhere. You do now have 2 holes in the factory spoiler of the car, so if you do take this off, you'll either need to fill the holes or get a new factory spoiler. We can get these factory spoilers for you, they're obviously not that cost effective because they are a genuine part, but we can get them if you need them, so if you do need one, let us know. Now that we've finished this part, we're going to put the caps on, so I'll show you how to finish the tape on the caps, and then we can put the caps onto the top of this and finish the job. So now you've got these caps and the rest of your tape. We make sure we send you enough tape to do this properly. What we're doing is we're going to put down a little bit of tape on the back of these, so cover the bottom of them with tape. So you need 2 pieces to do it properly. So now we've got 2 bits of tape on the back of the cap. This is the cap from the other side. Obviously we can't stick it down with the tape overlapping here, so that's why we recommend like a nice sharp pair of scissors. It allows you just to go around the edge of this with the scissors and cut it nice and close. So now we've got the cap and we've got a hole in the back of the car. You can, if you wanted to, you can use a sealant or a glue of some kind if you're not comfortable doing this with double-sided tape. A bit of Sikaflex or something like that that'll take care of this too. But we have done these just with tape and had no problems. 90% of our customers are just using tape and they've had no issues at all. So just peel the backing off these. Once you've peeled the backing off, you've got the tape that's exposed. Figure out a way that looks good on the back of the car for what you want. The pattern, unfortunately, because these are hydro dipped separately to the spoilers, the patterns aren't going to ever line up 100% perfectly, but get it to a point that you're happy with and fit it in and push it down. Now the spoiler is installed, we're finished, we've stuck the caps on, we've screwed it down. It's pretty solid, it's not going to go anywhere. Just grab yourself a damp cloth, or if you want, you can go wash your car again, just to clean off the rest of that residue on the back of the car. So that's it, guys, we've installed the spoiler. Hopefully that was as easy for you as it was for me to put on this car. Practice makes perfect, of course, but it's really very straightforward as we've shown you today. If you have any questions, you can always message us on Facebook. You can email us. The best email is now support@cherrytuning.com.au, or you can call us. Our phone number is 1-800-954-234. We're happy to answer any questions that you might have, whether it's about installing a spoiler on your car, if you've got any other questions about anything to do with making your Hyundai, Kia or Genesis faster, or in this case better looking, you know who to call.